Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I thought we'd talk about something called dawn phenomenon, which is where it's hard to get your blood sugar low in the morning, and that's because your body is adjusting to the low carb way of eating, and your body will think that you're starving yourself if you don't eat for, well, I do 14 hours, so the liver will secrete some glucose, which causes your blood sugar to rise. The best thing to do is not eat anything after 6 p.m. in the evening. Of course, you can drink water or tea, and that may take up to 6 months to get that morning sugar down or morning reading down, and normally that would be between 65 and 99. So I'm just saying that I'm not a doctor or nurse, disclaimer on that. My experience comes through doing my own research, talking to my own doctor, and by trial and error, trying different foods, seeing how my body reacts to it, coming up with a low-carb list of foods that works. Now, if you're not here for the next project, and that's all you need is your tip for today, I will be going on to the project now, which will be cute little Valentine hearts, which are made from sugar and cream, cotton yarn. You're going to need three of these double-pointed needles, which mine are a size 8. And you're going to need a yarn needle, because when this is all finished, you will have to sew down the flap. You'll see what I mean. It's a double-sided heart. So we start with an experienced knitter who has cast on 16, and let's see, one of my stitches is off here. Knit 10 rows. So that's what you need to do to get started. Alright, I am to the point where I did already the first row, which is knit 15, which is this here. And then you do this stitch that's called a wrap and turn, which I just learned lately. So you will bring your last stitch over to the left needle, bring your yarn to the front, and now we will wrap that around. You have to turn yourself around. See, that yarn is wrapped around that first stitch. And then what you do is bring this first stitch off to the right needle. So row 2, if you want to mark your rows as you're going, if you get the pattern, it'll be in the description link. I suggest doing that because you won't get confused as to what row you are on. So row 2 would be knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wrap and turn. So you're bringing that yarn to the front. You're moving this stitch over to the right. Now you're turning the whole thing. Do this slow. Alright, now you've got this loose stitch that you're bringing to the front, and you're taking this first stitch off and bringing it back to the right needle. Now we go on to row 3. Just going to mark my pattern, which is a repeat of row 2, knit 6, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you're going to bring your yarn to the front. Take this left stitch onto the right needle, turn it around, bring this yarn over to this side, and pull this first stitch off. Now we are on row 4, which is knit 5, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your yarn to the front. Pull the stitch over to the right needle. Turn everything around, nice and slow, so that you don't get all this stuff tangled. Okay, to the front. Put this one on the right needle. And now we're on row 5. Repeat row 4, which was knit 5, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the yarn to the front. Move this one to the right side. Turn it all around. And bring that loose yarn over to the front. And slip this first stitch back onto the right needle. Alright, row 6, knit 4, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrap and turn the whole thing around. Alright. Now we're right here. Bring that yarn to the front. And like that, wrap it around this stitch. Take that stitch off, move it to the right. Now we're on row 7, which is knit 3, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, wrap and turn. Now I take that last stitch off so it doesn't get in the way, but you'll have to put that back on and knit that later. Alright, so now we're to the front of this side and remove this first stitch over. Alright, row 8 is knit 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Knit 13, wrap and turn. Bring the yarn to the front. Move the stitch over to the right. Turn. Wrap your yarn to the front and take the stitch back to the right needle. Alright, next row. Row 9, knit 6, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wrap and turn. Yarn to the front. left to right, turn slowly, move this stitch over to the right. Row 10 is repeat row 9, which was knit 6, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wrap and turn, wrap and turn, move that first stitch over to the right needle, row 11, knit 5, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wrap and turn, yarn forward, move stitch to the right, turn everything around, move stitch to the right, alright, row 12, repeat row 11, which is knit 5, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn everything around, wrap your loose yarn around that stitch and take that stitch off to the right needle. Okay, now we're at row 13, which is knit 4, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn to the front, move the stitch over, turn everything around. Take this first stitch off. And next row is row 14, knit 3, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, wrap your loose yarn around, bring it to the front till we have an extra stitch here. Okay, take that off. Now we've got knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we should have 8 stitches on each needle. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. Now we're going to do a bind off. We'll bring these 2 needles together, and that's called a 2 needle together bind off. So you're going to need the 3rd needle. You know how to do a bind off, except you're doing 2 stitches instead of 1. So you're going through both stitches, bringing it around, taking that stitch off. Alright, now we'll go on to the next 2. Go nice and slow with this. No need to hurry. Now we're going to take that first stitch over the second one, which is your bind off. All right, next 2 stitches. Take it nice and slow. All right, bind off. Next 2 stitches. Always make sure you have the same amount of stitches on both needles. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Nice and slow. These metal needles are slippery. Okay. Bind off. Okay, let's do the next 2. In the front of the second one. Bring that yarn over and around and out. And then do your bind off. Next, 1 stitch, 2 stitches. Bring that yarn from your needle through both. Do the bind off. Alright, now we should have 2 stitches left. Okay. Actually 4, but 2 on each side. Alright. Bind off. Almost got it. Alright, let's get in there. Come on through, come on through. There you go. Bind off. You can drop this one needle. Okay, we made it so far. This is where we get our front and our back side. And now we're going to go on. Let's see, page 4. Put crochet hook. I think I have a size 8 crochet hook through that loop. Now put this loop through the first slip stitch in the space between last 2 stitches of 3 needle bind off. So I will do that right here. Slip stitch. Now I'm just going to slip stitch through the next 2 stitches. This is through both layers. 1, 2. It says 3, but you'll see why I only do 2 in a minute. Now you're going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, now we're putting this end of this chain back into the same hole that you came out of. And then you will slip stitch through there. Okay, now that's your loop. So now we're just going to go through the first top layer of stitches, and you will have to add 9 more stitches through these spaces here. So the top space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right, now let's see. I might have to put, oh, here's one more space. 8. And you're right at the tip, right at the end space. So now you've got, should be 10 or 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we're gonna go back to the needle. You could use the needle to pull those stitches too, but I find it's easier with a crochet hook. Make sure we got them all here. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we've got 10 stitches here. Now we're going to start the other half of the heart. It's called a heart bump. All right, so now we're going to knit 8 and knit 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is row 1 of the second bump. 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. I thought I had 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I do. Knit the last 2 together. All right, now we're going to turn. Now, row 2 of this second bump with a heart is knit 8, wrap, and turn. For me, this pattern took a lot of practicing before I got it. So don't get discouraged if you don't understand it right away. The wrap and turn part takes a while to get used to if you have never done it before. So we're doing 8, wrap and turn. Now let's just count these. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the yarn to the front, drop it down, pull the last stitch over, turn around, and go back. See this pink yarn here? This is from my cast on, so don't worry about that. Pull that over to the right needle. All right, so now we're doing row 3, knit 7, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wrap your yarn around the stitch, turn around, and take the first stitch off. Okay, next row, row 4, knit 6, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn around. Take the first stitch off. All right. Row 5. Knit 5, wrap and turn. 1, 3, 4, 5, yarn to the front, move this stitch over to the right, turn everything around, bring that yarn around, take the first stitch off, and now we are on row 6, knit 4, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn to the front, stitch to the right, turn everything around, now you have 2 stitches over here, see? Those are going to be used later on, so don't think that you're doing it wrong. Alright, move that stitch over. So now we're going to row 7, which is knit 3, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, yarn forward, stitch to the right, turn everything around, first stitch back to the right. Row 8 is a repeat of row 7. Knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Wrap and turn. Turn around. Alright, row 9, knit 4, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, wrap and turn. Okay, we're going to turn everything around. Bring this yarn to the front. There we go. Now we are on row 10, repeat row 9, which was knit 4, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, wrap and turn. Turn everything around. Turn that yarn around to this side. Alright, move it over to the right needle. Row 11 is knit 5, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The yarn to the front. Around the stitch, move that stitch to the right. Turn it around. Wrap it around this stitch. Take it off this needle to the right needle. Alright, put the yarn in the back again. Alright, row 12 is knit 6, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wrap and turn. Turn it around. Take the first one off. All right, row 13 is knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last row, row 14, is knit 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Now you can see this second bump. I'll show you. We have to bind this off, but see, there's your heart. Now we're going to bind these stitches off, and then we will just use our yarn on our needle, yarn needle, to stitch this together. All right, to bind off, you're going to knit 2. Pull the first one over the second loop, knit the next one, pull this one over, 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 knit the next one, pull the right over the left, knit the next one, pull the right over the left, and here's your last one. See? Now you're going to leave a long tail. If you want to use the tail to stitch the openings together, or if you want to just use a separate piece of yarn. So we're going to pull this last yarn through that loop and then pull on it so it makes it tight. So you're going to go through here and just pull that tight. Now, let's see how this looks. This is where you're going to be sewing it together. Right here, here, and here. See? So that will give you your heart shape. And this is the back where you sew things together. You just match your seams together here. See? And then turn it to the side. And this side here, you have to sew those two together. And then either use this yarn to do that, or just, you can just weave a couple of, an inch or two of this into the two end stitches here and pull on it so it doesn't come loose. So that's that. It's not that difficult once you get a hold of it. Get the routine going. I have some extra colors here that I made. What was that, like about 40 minutes, I guess that took me. This one, before you close it, I'll show you the back. I can't even see where I stitched it. Oh, right here. Right here is where I stitched it shut. And then on this one, this is all red, so it's harder to see the stitching. There's the stitching, and then down the side here. Before you close it, if you want to put a little bag of sachet potpourri or even a little hand soap in there. To give it a nice fragrance, you can do that. Also make it into a keychain by adding some chain on here. And, or just, you know, you can just make a banner out of these. Wrap it through some ribbon and hang it in your doorway or on your front window, whatever you'd like to do. I will leave the link for the pattern in the description box. So have a go at these if you're a knitter. And let me know how things work out. Leave a comment. Alright, it's good to have a hobby, to keep yourself busy, to keep those hands busy, you know. Keep them off the refrigerator door. And only have low-carb foods in your refrigerator. It will really help with getting that blood sugar down. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.